folks, welcome aboard the channel. If you're new here, welcome back if you've been here before. Many of you have been here for quite a number of years, and I appreciate that, so thank you. I'm doing a gift request of Kyle Perkins. So Kyle, shout out to you. Thank you for this. Kyle knows his country music, and I learned pretty quickly on the channel who knows their stuff, who's marginal, who doesn't really know their stuff. Some people make requests of songs. Not gift requests, mind you. Gift requests are very purposeful. It's very rare that I get an unfitting gift request for the channel, because you've got to put thought into that. If you're going to spend 25 bucks to make a gift to me, to the channel, then you put thought into it. That much is obvious. But I don't know. This is Sawyer Brown's song, Used to Blue. So it's going to be a sad song on some level. Bluesy, obviously. Sawyer Brown is not the name of a person. It's the name of a band. And I think they're from Florida. I think that's where they founded it. I don't know where the members are from, but I think they founded it in Florida. But Kyle, thank you for this gift and for this request. I'm curious to see what they do with this one. They have recorded a lot of music over their years. They were founded like in the early 80s, somewhere in there, and have put out like, I don't know, 20 albums, 30 albums. So they put out a lot of music. Let's put it that way. All right, guys. Here we go, courtesy of Kyle Perkins, Sawyer Brown's Used to Blue. Here we go. Oh, that's sort of very different. Almost as easy listening cross.
I got your postcard from Dallas. Did you say you wonder if I'm doing alright? I'm glad you still think about us, but you don't have to worry now. It hardly ever gets me down. I'm getting used to blue.
Yup.
And I'll get used to getting over you.
That's exactly right.
I've been knocked around a time or two.
Relate to this.
I'm getting used to blue.
Yeah, when I do my life coaching, or when I just talk, even with friends who are maybe going through a divorce or a very difficult time, I know from experience, and I know also from my line of work and from observation in life, that we kind of have these ideals when we're younger about what life is, what it's going to be. When we're 6, 7, 8 years old, we think all adults get along with one another and stuff. And then you grow and you think that, oh God, when I become an adult, I'll make my own decisions and I'll do what I want and all this stuff. And then life will be easy. And then you get to that point, you realize it's a lot harder. It was a lot easier when you're 6 or 7 and mommy and daddy were providing everything for you. And 6 and 7-year-olds have their own challenges too that are very meaningful to them. So I'm not saying life is easy for them. Life is easy for nobody. But you have these misconceptions about what life is going to be like. And that same thing is true of relationships, that you think once I meet that person and then we get married and then life is going to go a certain way. And then you wind up either breaking up or getting divorced, or some other very difficult circumstance befalls you. Usually it's more than one very difficult situation. We may deal with the death of parents. We deal with death of pets when we're younger. That hurts. But as you go through a really tough time in life, and I tell people this regularly in my coaching, is that you start to lower your expectations, because generally speaking, your expectations of life were falsely high, set from a young age of what you thought it could be. And it's good to aspire to things, but I even liken it to, like in the Bill of Rights, where everybody's got American citizen has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that pursuit of happiness has become nowadays, in many ways, a guarantee of happiness. So that if I'm not happy, something's wrong on the outside. I'm a guaranteed happiness. I'm not happy. Therefore, you, whoever you are on the outside, are not met my employer, the government, my family. They're not making me happy. You're the problem. And over time, you find out much more of it isn't you've set your expectations falsely high. And then they wound up getting knocked down and down and down, and you think there's something wrong with you for lowering your expectations or accepting less. The thing is, you're being recalibrated to a more proper, healthy level in life where, yes, there are good things that can happen. I'm going to work hard to be a part of making them happen because they rarely hand it to me. But there are going to be bad things along the way that happen, difficult things, but you get used to them. You do. And that is more the normal course of life than this Pollyannish everything is beautiful type of thing. And it's not a hall pass or a permission for you to become negative and goth and ugly and speaking ugly about it. No, it just means that you recalibrate your expectations to be more real. You get into another relationship after a divorce, and there are going to be difficulties, but some of those difficulties are created by you with your false expectations that they're going to make you happy. Once you set those lower and you accept less, you're going to be a lot happier. Good Lord, Kyle, you set me on a tear here.
I'll get me an unlisted number, and I'll draw the curtains like there's nobody home. I'll find me a cloud to sit under, maybe turn the TV on. I gotta have a little fun. I'm getting used to blue, and I'll get used to getting over you.
You will do that too.
I've been knocked around a time or two. I'm getting used to blue. Oh, it's gonna take some tears. It's gonna take some time to get this feeling I keep out of sight, all the way out of mind. And I'm getting used to blue, and I'll get used to getting over you.
Is this a crossover hit?
I've been knocked around a time or two. I'm getting used to blue, used to blue. I'll get used to getting over you. I've been knocked around a time or two. I'm getting used to blue.
It's an interesting sound there. Yeah. I mean, the strength of the song was just the truth of how life works, and based on my commentary I made on that earlier. And the song itself wasn't distinctly country. It had a country heart to a certain level. Instrumentation was different. I'm going to guess this kind of had like an 80s feel to it. I don't know if it came out obviously in the 80s, maybe it was 90s, but I could see this would have been on mainstream radio. Possibly. I don't know if they had a few number one hits. I know that much. I don't know if this was one of them, but every artist will do, almost every artist will do a song, unless you're like a John Prine type, but you've got almost every artist will try doing a song that could be a crossover to break into the mainstream and sort of out of the genre that they're in. Country artists will do it. A number of country artists will. And I don't know if this was their attempt. I don't know their catalog well enough to know if they do a lot of songs that are more middle of the road, if you will, easy listening. But I like the reflections. I really do like that. Yeah, they hit the nail on the head. That is exactly what life is like, getting used to being blue. But the thing is, there's there's being sad about a particular thing, and we don't want to make that particular thing influence our overarching perspective of life in a negative way. Or when something really good happens, we don't want that to affect our overarching expectations in a quote unquote positive way to where we think that's the way all things are going to happen. We really do need some sense of balance or a stasis in life to keep the highs in check and the lows in check so that when you do get crushed by a divorce or a loss, like somebody dies that's close to you, that you have some basis, some foundation on which to stand that helps you get through it. And I say this as a life coach: if you don't understand or have some sense of what death is, it's very difficult to have balance in life. But coming to grips on a certain level, say about 30% or so, let it influence your thoughts, saturate your thoughts, your own mortality, if it's in there, you realize that the real difficult times are going to end one day. And the real good times are going to end one day. And in one sense, that helps shave off the high ends and shave off the duration of the low ends, because you're like, all right, this too shall pass. It's gonna. And, spiritual considerations aside, but even those are consistent with that mindset that, yes, even if you're a person of faith who believes that, upon your death or death, you go to heaven and it's a wonderful, pain-free place, you still have to die physically. And that is for everybody, and generally speaking, an equally brutal process. So that can inform us as we live to recalibrate our expectations about what life is. And there are great moments of joy in it, and we should look to those and embrace those. But when you have like a divorce, you don't want that to cloud negatively, saturate every cell in your body for the rest of your life. You get used to it in a sense, and then let your mind inform you that there's a better way of approaching your expectations. You are more in control of what you think and how you feel about things. So you've got to recalibrate those, that life isn't all roses and lollipops. You get the crap kicked out of you sometimes, and you might get the crap kicked out of you again. But if your expectations are set on some level that at some point things may go south, in some way, something's going to go south, then you're better prepared for it when it happens. So, Kyle, you got me off and running on this one. And the song itself was just an okay song, but those lyrics, whoop, triggered me, not in a negative way. They got me going, as you could tell. So I'll rate the song as a country song. And the number that popped into my head was an 8.2. It wasn't expressly country, but obviously, I should have like a life coaching series playlist or something where I just go on a tear, regardless of rating of a song, because this would be one of them. Maybe this would go on the could this go on the premarital counseling? My commentary could, but I don't think the song necessarily fits. So I'm going to leave that one be. So, Kyle, thank you for getting me amped up. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you benefit from it too, courtesy of Kyle Perkins. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country.